Hello my dear students, a very good evening to all of you. I hope you all are staying safe with your family members and doing very good with your studies. The today's topic is, in fact this is my fourth lecture for class 10. The unit is trigonometry as you all know, and today's topic is the T ratios of complementary angles as well as the trigonometric identities. So today we shall be discussing about these two. In previous classes we have discussed a lot more about trigonometric ratios, the range of trigonometric ratios as well as the trigonometric ratios of various angles varying from 0 degree to 90 degree. So before dealing with the T ratios of complementary angles, let me make you understand or let me know you that so far as the syllabus of is concerned, for this session, that means for 2020-21, CBSE has deleted this particular topic from your syllabus. That means no questions are going to come from this unit in your board exam next year. But you have to acquire some knowledge related to complementary angles, because when you shall be coming across in trigonometry, height and distance. That means whenever you will be doing problems related to height and distance, you will be finding that this particular topic or this particular concept is required in some of the problems, and that is why in short I am just going to discuss about the complementary angles. So first of all, try to know what do you mean by the complementary angles, then T ratios of complementary angles. This is very easy, just acquire some knowledge about this one, and the formula should be always remembered, because this should be applied for solving some of the questions in height and distance, right, chapter. So here I just make you understand about the T ratios of complementary angles. So what do you mean by the complementary angles? So two angles, suppose A and B are two angles, they are said to be complementary if and only if their sum is what? 90 degree. I have just written on the board two angles, say A and B are called complementary angles if and only if A plus B is equal to 90 degree. This IFF stands for if and only if. So A plus B is equal to 90 degree. So from here you can have B is equal to what? 90 degree minus A, which is the complementary angle of A. So once you have to find the complementary angle of A, just take the difference of 90 degree, and A means what? 90 degree minus A. If you want to get the complementary angle of B, you have to write 90 degree minus B. So suppose someone gives you an angle 30 degree. What will be its complementary angle? Naturally 90 degree minus 30 degree, that equals 60 degree. And what would be the complementary angle of 45 degree? Undoubtedly the same, because 90 degree minus 45 degree is equal to 45 degree again. So if I ask you that what would be the complementary angle of theta? Undoubtedly 90 degree minus theta, because the sum of 90 degree minus theta and theta gives you what? 90 degree. So in order to find the complementary angle of any angle, just go on subtracting that angle from 90 degree, you will be getting the complementary. So everything is written on the board. I again read it out. The question is, what do you mean by complementary angles? I have written the answer. Two angles, say A and B, are said to be complementary angles if their sum is 90 degree. दो एंगल्स का सम अगर 90 डिग्री हो जाए तो दोनों को एक दूसरे का कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल कहते हैं. सो यही कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल का डेफिनेशन है. नाउ आई जस्ट डील विद द टी रेशियोज ऑफ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल्स. सो जस्ट टेक केयर ऑफ दैट. For that we have considered a right angle triangle over here. Right angle triangle is ABC, right angled at B. The angle BCA has been considered as theta. Naturally, if angle B is 90 degree and this equals theta, so the third angle would be what? 90 degree minus theta, because sum of the interior angles of a triangle gives you what? 180 degree. And that is why angle A you can say, or angle BAC is equal to what? 90 degree minus theta. Now for angle theta, you know very well that for angle theta what will be the perpendicular? AB will be the perpendicular, the adjacent one BC will be base, and AC will be hypotenuse. But for the angle 90 degree minus theta, the side opposite to that, BC will be perpendicular, AB will be base, and AC will be the hypotenuse. So keeping this concept in view, we are going to deal with the T ratios of complementary angles. First of all, I just start from sine. So here. I just write for angle theta. That equals what? Angle BCA. What is perpendicular? Perpendicular is equal to AB. Base is equal to BC and hypotenuse is equal to AC. And for 90 degree minus theta, that equals angle BAC. What is that? Perpendicular is equal to BC, base is equal to AB and hypotenuse is equal to AC. So this is for these two angles. For angle theta, this is the perpendicular, this is the base, and this one is the hypotenuse. For 90 degree minus theta, BC will be the perpendicular, AB will be the base, and AC will be the hypotenuse. Now, one by one, I am just going to deal with sine, cos, tan, etc. You know that sine theta is equal to what? P by H. Cos theta is equal to what? B by H. So you know very well about this one, and just go on using the fact, you will be getting that what is that results, whatever you need. Now, sine theta is equal to AB by AC. Cos theta is equal to BC by AC. Tan theta is equal to AB by BC. Cot theta is equal to BC by AB. Cosec theta is equal to hypotenuse AC by AB. And finally sec theta is equal to AC upon BC. This you have already done in the very first class, that sin theta P by H, cos theta B by H, etc. Right? I have written. Now one by one I am going to deal with for 90 degree minus theta also. Sine of 90 degree minus theta. What is that? Sine of 90 degree minus theta. Sine 90 degree minus theta is equal to what? BC upon, this is a perpendicular, I am sorry, yes, BC upon hypotenuse is what? AC. Sine 90 degree theta minus theta is equal to BC upon AC. And what is BC upon AC? Just go on watching. That is cos theta. Cos of theta. So what did you get? That sine 90 degree minus theta is equal to cos theta. Again, cos 90 degree minus theta. That gives you what? Cos 90 degree minus theta is equal to AB upon AC. And what is AB upon AC? Just go on watching. That is sin theta. And tan of 90 degree minus theta, that is perpendicular upon base, yeah, that is BC upon AB. And what is BC upon AB? Just what? BC upon AB is cot theta. That is cot theta. So what did you get? That sin 90 degree minus theta is equal to cos theta, cos 90 degree minus theta is equal to sin theta, tan 90 degree minus theta is equal to cot theta. Likewise, if you go on having cot 90 degree minus theta, you will be getting tan theta. Cosec 90 degree minus theta, that will be sec theta, and sec 90 degree minus theta is equal to cosec theta. I just write two more. Cot of 90 degree minus theta. So cot 90 degree minus theta is equal to what? Base upon perpendicular. AB upon BC. And for theta, AB upon BC is what? Tan theta. That gives you what? Tan theta. Cosec 90 degree minus theta. Hypotenuse, what is the hypotenuse? AC. And what is the perpendicular for this? BC. And AC upon BC gives you what? Sec of theta. And finally, sec of 90 degree minus theta. Sec is what? Hypotenuse AC upon what? AB. And that gives you cosec theta. Cosec theta. So this is. So sine 90 degree minus theta, cos 90 degree minus theta, sin theta. So sine and cos are interchanged. Tan 90 degree minus theta is equal to cot 90 degree minus theta is equal to tan. Tan and cot are interchanged, and likewise cosec and sec are interchanged. That means cosec 90 degree minus theta is equal to sec theta, and vice versa means sec 90 degree minus theta is equal to cosec theta. So this is the basic concept of complementary angle. In short, I just showed you. You may just remember like this. Remember, for 90 degree minus theta, sine is changed into cos, cos into sine. So sine will be changed into cos and cos will be changed into sine. If you apply 90 degree minus theta on sine, you will be getting cos. If you apply on cos, you will be getting sine. Tan and cot are interchanged. Cosec and sec are interchanged. So this is all about the T ratios of complementary angles. So if I ask you that what will be the if sine 30 degree is equal to cos of what? Naturally cos of 60 degree, because sine 30 degree is there, the complementary angle of 30 degree is what? 60 degree. So 90 degree minus 60 degree is equal to 30 degree, and sine 90 degree minus 60 degree will give you what? Cos of 60 degree, and that will be equal to half. So if I ask you that cos 5 degree is equal to sine what? Then cos 5 is equal to sine 85 degree. 90 minus 5, that is 85. Tan 4 degree is equal to cot what? The 90 minus 4 degree, that is 86 degree. So using this very particular fact, you can have the complementary angle of each 6 trigonometric ratios. So in fact there are only 3. You have to just keep it in your mind: sine, tan and cosec. Sine and cos are interchanged, tan and cot are interchanged, and cosec and sec are interchanged. So this is all about the complementary angles. So if I say you that, I just give you an example. Sine 60 degree, 3 degree is equal to what? You may be writing sine of 90 degree minus what? 90 minus what is equal to 63 degree? 27. Right? So that gives you what? 90 degree minus 27 degree is equal to 63 degree. Right? And sine 90 minus theta. Now 27 degree is playing the role of theta. Sine 90 degree minus theta is equal to what? Cos of theta. So that is cos 27 degree. Right? You may use this one like this also. Sine of 63 degree. You may be writing like this also. Cos of 90 degree minus 63 degree. You can do like this also, or you can do like this. Cos 90 degree minus 63 degree gives you what? Sin 63 degree. Now just go on subtracting, you will be getting cos of 27 degree. So you have got 2 ways to represent this one to find the value of sin 60 degree and any other what is the trigonometric ratio for the given angle. Right? And so if I say that what will be the value of sin 63 degree divided by cos 27 degree. Undoubtedly, either you go on changing the numerator into cosine or change the denominator into sine. That means just go on, what is that, having the same trigonometric ratios, you will be getting the result. So you may be writing sine of 90 degree minus 27 degree divided by cos of 27 degree. Now using the formula sin 90 degree minus theta cos theta, you have cos of 27 degree divided by cos of 27 degree. And the final result is what? 1. These two are cancelled and you get 1. So this type of problems you will be getting in the chapter of T ratios of complementary angle. But the questions are not going to be asked in your board exams. That is why only concept is needed. So just keep it in your mind about these formulae, that 6 formulae, because this should be applied frequently while doing some of the problems related to heights and distances of any object. Now the second thing I am going to discuss about the trigonometric identities. Trigonometric identities we are going to discuss. Now just consider this triangle ABC. Okay, this is 90 degree, right angle at B, we have taken this one. For angle C, what is that? This will be the perpendicular, this is base, and this is hypotenuse. Right, I am going to discuss about the trigonometric, what is that? Identities. For the time being, we just consider this one. Let's consider let angle BC is equal to theta, right? And for this angle, the side opposite to that is perpendicular, the adjacent one is the base, and the hypotenuse is the longest one, right? Now this idea. Now first of all, you must be knowing that what do you mean by an identity. So you will be finding two types of relations, either in algebra or someone else. That means in transcendental, means non-algebraic functions. So you will be getting two types of relation of equality. One of them is an equation and the other is identity. So the basic difference between an equation and identity, what is that? You must be knowing that what is the difference between an identity and an equation. So in short, I just make you understand. In class 9 you have already done it, but I just recall it, that a relation of equality which is true for some particular values of the given unknowns. In algebra, if it is x or y or z, in trigonometry you will be getting theta, alpha, beta, gamma, etc. So for those unknown angles, if some particular values are satisfying the given relation, that would be an equation. And if all values, all admissible values, I mean to say, are satisfying that particular relation, then that would be an identity. So far as the trigonometric identities are concerned, I just give you some example. Sin theta plus cos theta is equal to 1. So you have got two types of relation over here. Sin theta plus cos theta is equal to 1, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Both of them are the relation of equality. Now we have to judge, or we have to check that which one of them is an equation and which one of them is an identity, right? So what did I say? That if the relation is true for every admissible value of the unknown, that would be an identity. And if it is true for some particular values, not for all values of the unknown, then that would be an equation. So if you go on putting theta is equal to whether 0 degree or 30 degree or 45 or 60 or 90, whatever you know, I mean to say, you may be taking any value of theta, but here in class 10 you are restricted to what? 0 degree to 90 degree, and between 0 degree and 90 degree you have to, what is that, put focus on 0, 30 degree, that means 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree only. That's why I am not talking about the angles in between them, that means 15 degree or 16 degree or 19 degree, we are not talking about that. So if you go on applying only those 5 angles, you will be getting that sin square theta plus cos square theta is always equal to 1. Suppose I put theta is equal to 0 degree over here. So sin 0 degree gives you what? 0, and cos 0 degree gives you what? 1. So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. If you put theta is equal to 45 degree, so sin 45 degree gives you what? 1 by root 2. So that will be 1 by root 2 the whole square. Again cos square theta is 1 by root 2 the whole square. And that gives you what? Half plus half. That is 1. Right? So you just go on putting any admissible value of theta, you will be getting what? This relation holds true. That means left hand side is always equal to right hand side. Means theta satisfies this particular equation, and theta is what? The unknown quantity used in this particular relation. Now so far as the first relation is concerned, you will be finding, if you put theta is equal to 0 degree, this is what? 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. This is correct. But if you put theta is equal to 45 degree, you will be getting 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 that equals 2 by root 2, and 2 by root 2 is equal to what? Root 2, which is not equal to 1. That means what? This particular relation is not true for theta is equal to 45 degree. If at least one angle is there which is not satisfying the given relation, then that cannot be termed as an identity. That would be treated as an equation. So mind it, right? So this one is what? This is an equation, and this is an identity. So if you want to write, you may be writing that equation or identity, the difference between them. Identity is that relation, whether algebraic or non-algebraic, no matter if it is true for all admissible values of the unknown quantity. What is that? Mind it, all. I am repeating every time all. That means for all admissible values of the unknown quantity, if the relation is true, that would be an identity. And if it is true for some particular values, those particular values may be infinite in number. In higher classes you will be studying all those things, but here not. So if it is true for some particular values, not for all, then that would be an equation. So in order to show that the given relation is not an identity, just go on putting any value that, as I have already substituted over here. I have just put theta is equal to 45 degree to show that the left hand side is not equal to right hand side in that case. Right? So this is not an equation. Got it? So this is an equation, I'm sorry, and this is an identity. Right? So this is all about this one. Now I'm going to deal with trigonometric identities as well as trigonometric relations. So the very first identity we are going to use, that sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. The proofs are also needed, they are also what in the exam, that's why just go on doing that one. So for theta angle, you know that this is perpendicular, this one is base, and this is the hypotenuse. Just go on using that concept, you will be getting left hand side is equal to right hand side. Here, what is the left hand side? LHS, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta. Now sin theta is what? P upon h. So you may be writing P upon h the whole square plus B upon h the whole square. Now what is that? P square by h square plus B square by h square. While taking LCM, you will be getting h square is here. This is P square plus B square. And if I ask you that what is P square plus B square, so using Pythagoras theorem, P square plus B square is always equal to what? H square. Because the Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square of the, what is that remaining, the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. That means the sum of the squares are perpendicular as well as the base. So P square plus B square gives you what? H square by H square, and the result is what? 1. So you have got RHS. So whatever with the value of theta, no matter, here theta is taken in between 0 degree and 90 degree. You know that according to your syllabus you have to move right from 0 degree to 90 degree. But in higher class you will be watching that whatever the value of theta you are going to take, no matter, the same result is going to be obtained. So sin square theta plus cos square theta is always equal to 1. And from this result, what do you get? Just watch. You get sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. And from here you get cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta. So if you want to apply this one directly in any problem, that sin square theta is here, if you want to change it into cos, you just go on writing 1 minus cos square theta. Likewise, cos square theta can be written as 1 minus sin square theta. But so far as the value of sin theta is concerned, take the square root of that. Cos theta is what? Take the square root of that. In fact, you will be getting two values with positive sign and the second value with negative sign. But since theta lies between 0 degree and 90 degree, that is why no negative sign would be applied, because in the very first quadrant, that means when the angle varies from 0 degree to 90 degree, all trigonometric ratios have got positive sign, and that is why if someone asks you that what will be sin theta, so sine theta would be equal to what? Under root 1 minus cos square theta. So here we are not concerned or bothered about taking the what is that value with negative sign, because the theta lies in the very first quadrant. And here you will be getting what? Cos theta is equal to under root 1 minus sin square theta. So this is the first identity with proof I have just made you understand, right? So you have understood this one, that sin square theta is plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Now the second identity I am going to discuss, I will be proving that one also, and the third identity I will be giving you as a homework. You will be trying yourself using the same fact, that means using the basics, and you will be getting the result, right? So the second one I am going to prove, and the third one will be the assignment for all of you. And the second one is that sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. So this is the second one. Now just go on taking the left hand side, use the basic concept of right angle triangle, and you will be getting the required result. So LHS is what? Sec square theta minus tan square theta. Now what is sec theta? Sec theta is h upon b. That means hypotenuse over base. So hypotenuse h by what? B whole square. Tan is what? Perpendicular upon base. So that is p upon b whole square. Now what is the resultant? You will be getting, this one is h square by b square, and this is p square by b square. Now maybe write it, b square as LCM h square minus p square. And what is h square? P square plus b square minus p square upon b square. Again we have used what? The Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem says that h square is equal to p square plus b square. P square with opposite signs are cancelled out. Now we are left with what? B square by b square. And that gives what? 1. So again you have got that sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. So this is a very simple proof to get the result. So just remember these proofs, because these may be asked in your coming exams in 2 months, I think, right? So sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Now if you want to apply the formula directly for sec square theta as well as tan square theta, just go on transforming with the help of this one. I just make you understand that how you transform it. So just go on transforming it. From here you will be getting sec square theta is equal to minus tan square theta that side, that is 1 plus tan square theta. And if you want to find tan square theta, just go on taking tan square theta to that side, you will be getting positive sign, and minus 1 will be taken this side, so that will be sec square theta minus 1. So if you want to transform sec square in terms of tan square, you will be writing like this, and tan will be transformed into sec like using this one. And I just told you that all trigonometric ratios in the very first quadrant, that means when the angle varies from 0 degree to 90 degree, have positive values. That's why omitting the negative value, you will be writing that sin sec theta is equal to what? Under root 1 plus tan square theta. And here tan theta is equal to what? Under root sec square theta minus 1. Right? So this is all about this second identity, sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Now the third one is, I just give you as a homework, I just write homework here, cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. So this one you have to prove, and what is that? Show it to me that what is, whether you can do this one yourself or not. So this is all about all trigonometric identities. So the rest one you have already done in the previous classes. That means the very first class, that tan theta is equal to what? Sin theta by cos theta. Cot theta is equal to what? Cos by sine. Sine and cosec are reciprocal. Sec and cos are reciprocal. Tan and cot are reciprocal. Those were also identities for some, what is that, admissible values of theta. And here again for admissible value of theta varying in between 0 degree and 90 degree, inclusive of both maybe, right? You will be having three types of identities: sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. The second one is sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. And the third one is what is that? Cos square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. Two of them have already been proved by me. The third one have been given you as an assignment and you have to complete it down. So this is all about the trigonometric what is that, identities as well as the T ratios of complementary angles. So in the very next class, now we shall be dealing with all those exercises right from the very first chapter to this one, that means up to trigonometric identity. And after completion of those, what is that, exercises of NCERT books, we shall be proceeding towards what? The height and distance, right? Until then, thank you very much for watching this video. Just watch the video completely, and if you get any difficulty in understanding any what is that step, you do come to the comment box and ask me. I'm always there to assist you, undoubtedly. Thank you very much, guys. Just take care of yourself and your family members. Stay safe. Thank you very much.